The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Hello, all you beautiful, smart people. Welcome to our Valentine's Day week show, which may or may not excite you. A lot of people freaking hate this holiday. Some people love it. It's all, across the spectrum here. But we're not here to make you feel bad about it. We're here to bring you some interesting facts from around the world, how it's celebrated, a different perspective about it. I mean, come on, anything that celebrates love this day and age can't be all bad. And also some interesting ways to handle it if you're single. We can say that, right? It's a long week for a Tuesday. If you are single, so you're not dreading it and having all of that in your face. So we're going to cover some current events in the beginning, but we also have some really interesting facts and figures for you guys that I think will amaze your friends and family, and you'll come out of this a lot smarter and with just wow them in conversation, or wow your date, or just wow yourself. So welcome. And before we get totally started, I wanted to welcome my lovely co-host Eva D.
Hello. My name's up there correct today.
There you go. And we are actually live. Thank you for joining us last week when we were not live. We really, really appreciate it. And I see people coming in. I see Brian.
That was fun getting in the chat, though.
It was, yeah. It was. I was like cooking at the same time. I see Bigwig, Winona, Allie. Who else is here? Michael, Lon. Hi, everybody coming in. We appreciate you very much. Mwah. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. So hello, hola.
Hi. Your background looks great.
I butcher your name all the time. Mine?
Yeah, I like your background.
Oh, thank you. I tried to love it up a little bit. Did it work?
You did great. Looks good.
Yeah.
I realized I didn't have shit except for the rock I painted this weekend.
Oh, I love it. That looks beautiful.
That looks cute. Wait, that's number 1. There's number.
Let me see.
2.
That's really, actually, I like that one a lot. Love yourself. We're going to talk about that too.
Yes, we are.
And Ibzan. Thank you. I'm going to be corrected. Here's my psychedelic corgi rock.
I love it.
Yeah,
good.
I think that would be a good band name. Psychedelic corgi. It could be like Psych Korg. So
you should look. It may already be a name.
Like, what are you listening to right now? Like, what are you hearing that's cool? I'm listening to Psych Korg.
Psych Korg? Who's that?
I know. Cool.
What
Awesome,
kind of music?
Dude, what's up? Amazara, what's up? How are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. So we got a thumbs up. Get some validation. Red Sunny, what's up? How are you doing? I was looking for your bracelet earlier because the red would go with this and I couldn't find it. I was like, running late.
Oh God, how pathetic. Obviously, I don't have red shit. I don't have
either, except for the one bracelet that Red Sunny sent me. So.
I don't know. Your background's all set up nice. Love, February love.
There you go. So I was up in the mountains last week. I was back in North Carolina, which is still a travesty, by the way. And I'm sitting on the couch. It's like all work up there. And then at night, you're just like, there's so much to do. I'm sitting there in front of the TV. I might have been like, having a drink or two or whatever. I'm eating popcorn and I hear this crack. After I heard that, like you hear crunches and crunches, but this was different. And I was like, that did not sound good. So I started spitting things out and like part of my tooth came with it.
Oh my. Wow.
Now, I'm in Western North Carolina in the Blue Ridge Mountains in the middle of nowhere where on your best day, things close at 4:00. And there's the local like vet and hospital is like 40 minutes away. So yeah, I have all my wisdom teeth. My wisdom tooth cracked back here.
Oh, and wow.
It turned out that it was actually my filling that cracked, not the tooth.
That's good to hear.
But what happened is when it came out, my tooth was like 3 fangs, like 3 razor blades. And the razor blades were slicing the inside of my cheek and my mouth all the way down. Every time I tried to drink and everything. That was the first night I was up there. I got there, pulled in overnight, drove all night
What'd you
long. It was popcorn.
Popcorn.
Popcorn did it.
Was it worth it?
No. And add on insult to injury, it was that fundraiser popcorn too. The stuff I bought for the school to raise the funds. So I'm like,
whoops.
You know, yeah. So yes, that.
Well, at least it wasn't the chocolate like M&M stuff.
I'm not eating popcorn again after that.
Okay,
I'm done. But
sure.
yeah, it totally sucked. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I've got a week to go. And
what'd you do?
Well, I had already planned out the dinners because you can't go out to dinner. This is a place where Amazon does not deliver. There's no Grubhub. There's no nothing. So, I'm trying to figure out how to eat around this and deal with it until I got home. And in Tampa Bay, where we are in the middle of the busy season right now, apparently this situation, as I've been told by everybody around me, they're like, don't worry, it's an emergency surgery. They get you right in. They will not get you right the fuck in. You know what? Get me in around April 15th.
So what did they do in the meantime? What happened?
They filed the sharpness down in the back of my tooth and told me, good luck. So,
oh shit. They couldn't even stick temporary padding in or something?
Nothing. So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to try and get something sooner. But yeah, that was interesting. I hope that never happens to any of you.
Ouch.
According to the chat here, it's happened to some people.
Yeah, me too. You know that, but
yeah.
Actually, you know what mine was? I remember what it was. I was sucking on a piece of candy, and when that happened right there, yeah. And so it took me days to get in. I remember, dabbing it a little bit with clove oil. What was that?
No oral, dude. I was like 3 razor blades for a fang. Definitely no oral.
I don't think they would want that. No.
Oh,
that's funny shit.
You were eating candy?
Yeah.
But we're both eating sweets. I think it was a sign from the universe because I was eating caramel and cheddar popcorn. You were eating candy. I think it's a stop eating bullshit thing. Like when you crack your tooth eating something shitty, I think it's a sign like you're not supposed to be eating that.
Yeah, I sure, I believe you. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I haven't had a whole lot of them since. It was hard candy, and at work, it was like my sweet tooth thing. I just stick some in there. What was it? Weathers. That's what it was.
Werther's, the ones that melt, kind of. Oh my god, they're so good.
Yeah, the caramel hard candy ones. I have a soft spot for it till that happened. And so I know, right?
We were talking about favorite cookies with Jay Dyer, right? And I was thinking about, obviously chocolate chips. But then I remembered one that a lot of people forget about. And that's the Scottish butter cookies in the plaid can. What are they? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. They're all butter. They're these they're kind of like they're biscuits, I guess. They're made in Scotland. Okay, they ship them over here. They are to die for, and they're probably the other favorite cookie. And it's like
Scotland butter cookies.
Yeah.
Okay,
and that you keep the tins because the tins are always beautiful. Because nobody puts anything in tins anymore, right? We used to get coffee in tins. You would get cookies in tins, right? Like Danish cookies. Winona would say Danish butter cookies. These are even better than that, Winona. And those butter cookies were good.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I don't see it in tins.
They're shortbread, butter shortbread cookies.
Yeah, I just pulled them up. Scottish shortbread recipes. And then what?
No, they from a factory. No. You're not doing it right. I'm not doing it right either. So okay, shortbread cookies, Scotland. Okay, hang on.
Pure butter shortbread cookie.
These
biscuit.
Walkers.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, they don't come in a tin anymore. See, that's what I was trying to tell you. It's packaged.
See, everybody's a dick. Yeah. Yes, Lon got it. Walkers. Thank you. And Cool Awesome Dudes sent some bits. Thank you for sending some biddies. We will shake them. Titties if you send some biddies. We appreciate that. Yeah, so popcorn used to come in a tin.
Yes, I
Coffee
missed
came
that.
in a tin, shortbread cookies came in a tin, and of course everybody's mother put sewing, needles and thread in there, and you got to your grandmother's house or whatever. The grandma, you're like, oh, shortbread cookies, and you open it up, and all it is like spools and needles. Such a
Or you're
disappointment.
thinking you're gonna find cash in there, like my dad used to hide cash in tins.
That's a pretty good one, actually.
Oh, hi,
Hi,
Tamara.
Tom. What's up?
Yeah. Oh, I got
So,
questions for you.
yeah. So, yeah. So, I miss the tins, and they wonder why we're full of plastic now. So,
At least
it's
the
just
tins you can use them for a million things.
exactly,
Uh,
exactly. So, yeah,
jewelry.
don't get rid of your tins,
Yeah.
and remember these have all the wooden boxes too.
I have a
What's it? Wooden?
collection of those.
Yes. Yep. Hang on to your wooden boxes if you still have them. So yeah, there's a couple
Yes.
of we're gonna get to, for those of you coming in late, we are gonna have a fun Valentine's history and how they celebrate it globally, and some things on what to do if you're single. Also, like a kind of a self-care, how not to feel like shit about this day.
Oh wait, as he
Episode.
says, hug
What?
yourself. That Jimmy G,
There you
hug
go.
yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hug yourself.
I'm doing it wrong.
Yes. I'm not doing it wrong, but we're also going
No,
to talk
I'm
about
doing it wrong.
we're going to talk about a couple of things that's going on in the world too, so we can get caught up since we missed that last week. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll say it's all hello, since I love these episodes where we break out interesting bits about culture and history. I am a history fanatic. I'm a history and science fanatic and culture fanatic. And I'll tell you, one of the best things about wrestling, hands down, was the fact that they would send me to all these places across the world. And we didn't stay in any of the tourist areas. We stayed in like the real Germany, the real France, the real England, the real Mexico, not where any cruise ships were coming in. We were in the middle of it. And you got to know the culture. You got to, nobody spoke English at any of these places. So you had to learn to pick up the language. You had to learn the culture so you didn't offend people. And it was so fascinating. You had to learn your way around while you were there, whether you were there for, 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. So it was so fantastic. And the fact that they were the ones paying for all of it, you got to just kind of hang out and soak it up. And yeah, I think that was the best thing about pro wrestling, because we didn't get that from modeling.
Did you ever, do you remember being like Valentine's Day at any other country or anything?
No, I don't. I honestly don't really care about Valentine's Day. I think it's overrated, stupid, all that stuff. But, and that doesn't matter if I'm single or loved up with somebody. I'm just not into it. However, and I know a lot of people feel that way too. They're just not into it. But there is a lot of super interesting history surrounding it.
Yes.
So if actually, maybe we'll hit that first, and then we'll talk about some of the other things going on, since people seem into that. Okay, sure. So here's a gosh, there's so many things here. So many things. All right. So, all right, we can go back to the history first, but here's, and Word Demon, what's up? I'm seeing more people trickling in. How you doing? Alan, what's up? How are you doing? Chico. Yes. None of your exes were romantic. Bigwig says, yes, some of them were. It's just like, yeah. I just feel like if you're doing it right, you don't need a specific day for this. And in a day where everything is 3 times as expensive, the pressures are put on you. It's almost like no matter what you do, it's not good enough. Right. I just feel like those are not the, if you can even get into a restaurant, I just feel like that's not the, I don't know. Is it me? Am I, No,
yeah. I'm with you. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we both have stories, and probably everybody in the chat here has got something for us.
Oh, I know you have a good story.
Yeah, you first. History of V-Day, and not Venerable.
Okay, you got a story first?
No, go. I'm waiting for you. History,
okay,
go.
Okay. Wait, you want history or you want a story? You want a Valentine's Day story?
All right, fine, story.
Wait, we were talking about exes, right? Okay, so here's one. We got to each do a next story. So I moved into this house, back in the 2015 era, and I had my chickens, and my neighbors apparently didn't like the idea of me having chickens here. So all my neighbors around me, well, on both sides over here, were always calling the code enforcement on me for various different things. So the ones behind me kept calling the code over and over again about my chickens. So one day in the middle of February, I get a knock on the door, and this guy's standing there, and he's like, and mind you, on my car, there's a bumper sticker on the thing. It says, "I love my chickens." So he, and I know this. So he's standing there. He's like, "Do you have chickens?" And I'm like, "Am I supposed to lie?" I'm like, "I do." And he's like, I forget exactly what he said. It was so long ago, but he's like, I don't know. I know he didn't ask to come in, but I think I said, you can come in and see the setup. Because like I clean the coop every day. So I let him in. He held one of my girls. I grabbed her, put it in, put him in her arms. That was Ginger. She's the most friendly. And he's just like, oh, he goes, "Have you ever fed chicken to chickens?" And I was like, no, but
I get that question about my birds. Yes.
I fed them scrambled eggs before. So, which, don't judge us. That's actually really good for them. Those eggshells.
Yeah, it is.
If you're a bird person, you know this. Okay. So we're leaving the yard, and he goes, "By the way, you didn't have to let me in. You never have to let anybody look from law enforcement in." He goes, "You should know that. And you all should know that too. You never have to let them in."
Right.
And he said, "So he goes, "What are you doing tonight?" And I was like, he goes, "Are you married?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Pretty sure." And he's like, "Do you want to go have a drink with me later?" He goes, "This is super unprofessional." And I'm like, "It is, right?" I said, "You're not married either?" So I ended up going out on a date with the code enforcer that night. And that's how I met the dude that I went out with for about 2.5 years. So that's my Valentine's Day story. Yeah, he's like, I need a Valentine's Day date.
And you met over chickens. That's pretty cool.
We met over chickens, yeah. And we broke up many, many years ago, but he actually ended up becoming a very good friend. It's more like a family member at this point. So
that's cool. That is a good story.
I understand that you have a story.
Mine is I don't know, just entertaining. Well, let's see. Okay, so with freshly married, let's say, you're young and you do all these goofy things. You're like, oh, Valentine's Day, here it comes. So in one year we went out and tried to do the whole go to the restaurant thing.
No, that's not the story we want to hear.
No, I'm leading into it.
No.
All right, so that story stuck. So the next year we're like, we're not going anywhere. Okay. Let's just figure this out. And so like, okay, fell on a weekend or whatever. We'll have a great long, sex night or whatever. And so we pick up one of those books, right? Kama Sutra books. Back then, it wasn't like you didn't get online and figure out all these things. Like, okay, we're going to go through page by page. Let's get a book. And that was, so we set up the whole room. We spent hours thinking that, oh my God, we're going to have the best sex in the world tonight. It's going to be great. And he opened the book, and it's not even about fucking sex. And it's like, it is, but positions and love and touch. Like, where's the good stuff? I don't know where to go. Anyway.
So how did that go? How did that go? Because my mom had that book. It was a red book, and it was on the nightstand. And I actually remember looking at it, and it was like, here, try the wheelbarrow.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to imitate it. Right. So there you go. Exactly. Like, how the fuck is that supposed to do anything for you? So yes, you did hear me say that, Marvelous.
Like a whole book of positions.
So yes, I am all woman and I love sex. There you go, Marvelous. How about that? But yeah, it didn't.
I don't think anyone questioned your gender.
No, I was just talking about him. No. So yes, that was what the hope was. It did not happen that way because we kind of got tired out, dealing with the whole stretches and this and that positions and whatever.
Right, because he's holding you up like an ice skater.
Yeah, well,
while you're upside down trying to suck it, and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah. Who invented this shit? So I know it goes way back to kings in Egypt. Yeah. So anyway, that's enough of that. So yeah, that's my ex story there. How's that?
I bet you everybody in the chat has been through that, where they're like, let's try some freaky ass positions like we see on porn.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, my leg is cramping up, and this is some heavy shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 There you
Good
go.
way to end up on the episode of Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Oh my God, I've seen some stuff like that on shows. Yes. Oh, I can only imagine. And a lot of them probably are Valentine's night. In fact, I got family that works in the ER. I should ask that question to them.
Oh my God. One of my friends worked in the ER, and he's like, I can tell you this for sure. He goes, nobody ever comes in and accidentally has a gerbil up their ass. Okay? Okay?
Sorry.
It does not happen by accident.
Oh, the stuff that I've seen, like, why would you stick those things somewhere that don't belong there?
Oh my God.
So people fuck the stupidest stuff. Think they're going to get turned on by it.
Well,
anyway.
I think it's funny because women will say men will fuck anything, right? They're like, oh, you guys will fuck anything. But look at the array of weird sex toys we have. Women will fuck anything too.
Apparently.
Like, oh, look at this. This is a buzzing flower. You can subtle. You can take it in the shower with you. We're fucking a flower, okay? So we are just as bad as they are.
Oh man, you know what? It used to be you could go into like a sex toy store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just kind of hid and was like, is anybody gonna see me here? Because you only had two things: either an Adam and Eve catalog online, or you had to go to a store and check things out.
Yep.
And so
Adam and Eve, man, that's been around forever, and they're a brick and mortar store in some areas. Oh my God! See,
didn't realize that.
Doctor, and her first is like, so you're telling me you slipped in the shower and the shampoo bottle went up your ass? So
oh, I'm sure that's the way it happened. That's a lot of lube. A lot of soap there.
Winona saying, fun fact about some paraplegics: some of us are very flexible, and I'm double jointed. Ooh,
good for you, girl.
I did not know that, but we're learning stuff.
Well, a friend of mine's sister, yes, she has a very good sex life in a wheelchair. Very good marriage.
Thank you, Red Sunny. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I think if things are in good working order down there, I would imagine, and some serious upper body strength too.
Holy shit!
Hang on there.
Good for them. I used to tease her. She had a bar that she was, pull up and stuff in bed. And we used to tease her about that. Like, oh, we know that bar is for other things and trying to just pull your ass out of bed.
And Big Wig goes, and pain don't stop them.
Okay.
Like pro wrestlers. More demons says, this is funny too. Men are just now getting good sex toys like fleshlights, right? Okay, so women, if you look at the development of sex toys, women have pretty much just topped out. Like there's nothing else. Once we got to a certain point, that was it. There's no more. And then men's sex toys have gone from like this weirdo pocket pussy thing to like all this stuff. Like we have a rocket here. You can, like why didn't men's sex toys have gotten progressively very interesting. So yes.
Don't forget about the life-size sex dolls. Oh, that one that washed up after the hurricane on the coast here.
Oh yeah.
That real live, one of those like robotic.
Yeah, we had a real doll. That was the highlight of Florida, where we used to be #Florida Man. We don't have that anymore because we led the way with all the COVID response and all the common sense stuff, so people can't make fun of us anymore. However, sometimes we still slip, and we had a real doll flash, just show up after the hurricane on the shores.
That was freaking funny. Hey, there's a question in here. This is a good question.
Oh, and welcome to everybody showing up late. Maurizio, I see Chuck, I see a few more coming in. Thank you.
Oh my God, there's a lot of questions. We're stirring up some shit.
Thank you for the Corgos. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, Wolf. Only in Florida. I'm telling you, the weirdest stuff washes up.
Did you see that? What I put up there?
Big one says, oh, you can program them to say phases. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, this one here?
No. Well, that one too, but go ahead.
No. We think sex. I don't know about you, but I think the question is: do women look down on men who use sex toys? Does it impact your view of men's masculinity?
Not at all.
I think it's fantastic.
I respect them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sexy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely is. The question above that is this one here.
Oh,
any advice
for anyone who's a virgin?
Take it slow. Don't rush.
Yeah.
Enjoy life. Their first time's going to suck.
A lot of people, I don't have advice. I'm just going to relay a story. A lot of people tend to hire a professional for their first time. Get them through it. Break the ice, basically. Not a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of my male friends. So thank you, Kaz.
Sorry.
We love you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably not the one to ask advice for in that department. But I would say don't feel pressured.
No.
So
No.
Marvelous says, I've seen some of these OnlyFans girls have replicas made of their pussy that guys can buy. Hey,
make a cast of your feet, April.
There you go.
Sell it. So
there you go.
I knew we got off track a little bit there.
I know. This is the funny stuff. Speaking of, did you know? Here's a couple of weird things. Speaking of more weird things, it's not quite as weird as where we've been, but we can go back to that too. If you were in the Philippines and you could not afford to get married, there was you could do a mass marriage thanks to the local governments, and they married 1,500 couples in a mass ceremony in Manila in 2010. I'm just curious how that works, like on Valentine's Day. So they got everybody together because it's like the number one day to get married. They got everybody together and did a mass ceremony. So like, do you all say the words together?
And no specialty vowels.
Right. You just kind of stick to the script, and it's like, do you take her? Does he take you? Or is it also like a same-sex couple too? So do you take they, them? Do you take they, them? Does everybody take everybody? You're all now married.
Now kiss.
Right.
And party. Oh my God. Right. Can you imagine what kind of party that would have been?
Oh my God. That must have been the best party ever. Yes. I wish I knew about that party. Yeah.
2010. That would have been a place to be.
Yeah.
What else did you find about Valentine's Day? I got some stuff.
Oh, there's some good ones. Okay. So in Japan, now y'all, okay.
Y'all.
In Japan, the men get chocolate. So women buy the men chocolate over there. And there's different types of chocolate that have like intentions behind them. So there's chocolates you can give your friend, there's chocolates you can give your lover, and there's chocolates you can give that guy who you want to be your love interest, but it hasn't gotten there yet. So you can give your crush. Like, so you're kind of revealing
edible underwear.
Huh?
Edible underwear.
That's a little bit forward. I know how you work though.
No,
he was walking by with some edible underwear, just dropping on a coworker's desk, like, there you go.
Oh, definitely not a coworker's desk, but you never know. All right, so yeah, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh my God. In the 18th and 19th century, puzzle purses were popular to give for gifts. A puzzle purse. So this was a thing where you had to go into the pockets and you put there would be like little notes in each one. And you'd have to put all these notes together to assemble the phrase or saying that the giver wished to tell you. So you had to, it's kind of like the 18th century scavenger hunt, I guess. And some people would put a little gift at the bottom too.
I think that's cute.
I actually like that idea. There's more. Yeah. There's a couple of these. For some reason, pigs and gingerbread were the thing in Germany. So they do gingerbread.
Please explain.
I can't. They didn't go into detail. After World War II, pigs are a symbol of good luck in Germany.
Oh, okay.
And I guess gingerbread is also their tradition for Valentine's Day. So
wow. Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Weird, but okay.
This one's my favorite, though. Actually, it's two of my favorites, but this one's my favorite. In several areas in parts of Latin America, February 14th is for friends. So people draw names and exchange gifts in a tradition known as amigo secreto.
I like that.
I do too. I think we should.
I've heard people doing that here in America too.
I love it. So if we get enough of a Latin population, I think we need to bring it back. Just like we brought back wrestling. It was dying for a while, and I said in about a decade, when we get enough Latinos here, we're gonna have a wrestling revival.
It's working.
So I'm gonna put in a request now, amigo secreto, please, por favor. So, and this one's the weirdest one, I think, but it's also brilliant. So zoos are allowing people to, for a fee, they will name a cockroach after your ex or somebody you don't like, maybe your ex-boss or something, and they will feed that roach to one of their zoo animals that eat roaches.
I want to sign up. Where's this at?
I know. So a lot of zoos are doing it across the states.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
And that's what they're doing for fundraisers. So on Valentine's Day, they can name the roach, whatever they want to name, like, I don't know, Christopher or Rick or whatever comes up. Sally, Christine, because everybody crazy is named Amy. Like Christine or Amy or Christy or whatever. That seems to be a thing. So you can feed that roach to that reptile, and you get a snapshot of it.
I fucking love that.
And then you know that you helped support the local zoo.
And you get to feed an animal. Look at that. Yep. Yeah. I like it.
Yep.
So go ahead.
Oh, there's one more, and we've discussed this one, but I don't know if this is if people remember it. The history of XO. Literally means it's sealed with a kiss. So back in the medieval era, a lot of people were illiterate, so they couldn't read, couldn't write. So when it came time to signing contracts, like a marriage contract or a contract for property, they couldn't write their names. So they would sign their name with an X and then solidify it with a kiss. So the X became known as the kiss. So that's why X represents a kiss.
That's a perfect time to remember that.
Yeah. And before we get a chance, while everybody's in here and alive and kicking, I just want to remind you that I am also alive and kicking this weekend, and so is Eva, and we will be at Broderick Con in person over in Pinellas Park from 10 to 4. So if you are in the Tampa Bay, no sex toys, just candles and pictures and cosplay. We might be doing some
and for boobs
or something. But just the girls will be out to play. But yes, we're gonna be there, and it's in Pinellas Park. It'll be from 10 to 4. If you are in the Tampa Bay area, I would love to see you.
Bring dark chocolate for her. Dark chocolate, not regular chocolate. Dark chocolate.
Actually, we love cash. To be honest with you, cash is good. Better. Yeah. Now that we're not making pennies anymore. So in one day we decided to bring back incandescent lighting. That's yay, and then stop making pennies. That's nay. So that's one big step in the bad direction. But yeah, we don't like that. But anyway, what you got for some of the traditions? Because I've got some more, but we'll go back to that.
Well, honestly, when I was looking it up today, like the history, I was just curious myself. I remember, as a kid, I think it meant more. So I was actually asking people at work today. Well, you got candy, but you also had a car. You made it. You handed it to somebody you knew. Things like that. So I started asking people at work, and I was like, there's a lot of different generational people, different age groups there. So anyway, the older people, like 70s and stuff that work there, were telling me that uh, they were so excited as children, even up into their 20s, to make handmade cards for their girls. It wasn't
Yes.
about buying flowers, taking them out. It was showing, hey, I might get a card back. I might get that Valentine back. Maybe they like me. Maybe they don't. Kind of like dropping the little sex toy or something or
Yeah.
chocolate you were talking about.
Yeah.
But the others were just like, that's just stupid. I remember growing up that we used to make cards for friends, and it wasn't, it was just saying, hey, I appreciate you as a friend or
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And it was all handmade stuff you would do. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It was interesting talking to people today. Some people got married on, Valentine's Day. I was divorced on Valentine's Day. So that made me a hater for a long time. It was a good thing, but a bad thing. So
No, I think it would make you a lover of it because you got your freedom back.
that's also, from the same person that I would name a cockroach for, and as well as the Kama Sutra book that went fucked off.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm not a hater. I think it's commercialized, and everybody I talk to kind of feels like the same thing.
That's what I mean. It's like
They,
you're spending 3 times as much for stuff. It's,
yeah, and you still love the person you're with, or together with them, or hanging out. You could do that with friends and anybody you want to, or don't do nothing. I mean, we talked about, like funny. Okay, so I asked everybody too, like, what do you guys watch? What's your favorite? Like, you had mentioned this about funny Valentine movie or just a love show, love movie, and it was interesting what I got. I got
Okay.
everything from horror movies, which
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I would watch a horror movie
That's
any
a
day
thing. People have
over a
there's a
romantic
thing.
comedy.
That's why they do horror movies on Valentine's Day. There's one
Oh
coming
yeah,
out this year.
good. You have to tell me what you see. And then you would ask me that the other day. What's yours? And I was like, I had to think about it. But you know what mine was? Um, oh my God, Julia Roberts movie, Pretty Girl.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
wasn't technically a. Yeah, it is a Valentine's movie actually.
Oh, why
So
not? It's it's
I love that
it's a
movie.
love
I think I've
story.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, I don't know, 100 times at least over my life. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting to hear, most people's responses were like, yeah,
She made
you
that
know,
trashy dress so famous at the strip clubs.
yes, she did.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
I
So
don't.
that's,
I'm guilty. I love romantic comedies if they're done well
there's a few I've
and
seen.
usually British. So,
I have a hard time following the British ones.
uh,
But, I'm
why?
getting better at it. Die Hard Christmas, right. They need to make something like that for Valentine's Day, a Die Hard movie. Where
Yeah,
shit just gets fucked.
and Winona says being scared releases the same endorphins as being aroused, if I'm not mistaken. I think
You're
you're
right. You're
accurate.
right.
Yeah, I think you're
Yes.
accurate. So yeah. So guys, and plus if the dudes can get the girl scared, she jumps into their arms. You have an excuse to put your
Oh,
arm around, like, oh baby, I'll take care of you.
what scares you? What would scare you to do that, though? I'm going to ask you that.
What scares me? The
Yeah.
last administration we had.
That would make you jump into somebody's arms. I'm scared.
Save us from the WEF. No, honestly, I what scares me are different things. I get
Uh-huh.
scared more from I was gonna say, like, I don't have a lot of normal fears. I have a lot of strange fears.
Like,
Um,
share.
like I worry about weather. I worry about things that we can't control, but other people can control. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What
Okay, what scares
about?
me are the ideas of the concept of people around me passing away or my animals passing away, things like that. So,
Okay.
like I said, stuff I can't control, so I try not to think about it or let it, So, scary movies make me jump sometimes, but I don't like them. They're not my favorite.
Oh boy, they're mine.
Yeah, yeah. Klaus
Uh,
Schwab scares me. You won't own nothing. Oh shit! Shit! Somebody hug me! Hug me!
oh my God.
We came up with actually a cool list. If you don't, and thank you to everybody joining us late. Maya. I think I'm saying that wrong, but thank you. And we got cheers, 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 cheers. Thank you. We came up with a list of some things you can do that are a little bit unique, that where you don't have to spend money. But like Eva said, like making a card is I mean, if somebody made me a card, that's so cool. You can still make
I would appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't
cool,
care how old
awesome
you are.
dude, cool, awesome dude, cool, awesome dude. Thank you. So here's a couple that I don't know, I thought were cute. And as a woman, I would just like pop huge. That's a wrestling term. I would just be like, oh my God. Okay, so camping out in the living room with snacks.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
Watching that horror movie. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that stupid? I would be into it. So
no, that's a great idea.
I mean, like having forts, like camping out, living room forts, blanket forts. I would totally be into that. Some candles around the living room, all that. That would be cool. I guess it depends on the girl that you're with. Like some girls aren't into that stuff, but I think that's neat. Having a total game night at home. Maybe something competitive where you can do
air hockey
or something.
Oh, sorry.
Game night. Another one you can do. There are question cards, so you can do fun question cards. What?
Look at that.
Yeah, don't pee outside the tent, right? Or go a little bit far. And, Alex, and hello. So yes, there are these little question cards, so you can kind of steal from them and set up like fun questions. I'm trying to think of some of the samples that we've done because we do them on drives. Give me an example.
Oh gosh, there's so many.
If you could do anything, if you had 1 year to live, what would you do? Or if somebody gave you $1 million and you had to spend it, what would you spend it on? Things like that. So would you rather
people that way?
Huh?
You get to know people that way.
You do. And they're usually a little bit deeper than that. I'm just coming up with really lame examples right now that are probably also in the decks, but they're called, you can look them up. They're question cards. So here's another one for a date idea for Valentine's Day that won't cost you anything, or might cost you very little, or might cost you a whole lot if you go with Eva. Bookstore date adventure. So take your date to a bookstore.
That could be expensive too.
It could be, yeah, not to be trusted in a bookstore with a one here. Let's see. Go to a botanical garden, and some of them are open late at night and have some dance. Some of them have like dance things there too, depending. Or is that
would
just
be cool?
Right? Yeah. You could do a personalized scavenger hunt with romantic prizes.
That would be cool.
You could do a paint night where you set up and do, some kind of a painting thing together. Like everybody has to do come up with something. But I think that would be cool. You could volunteer together, say at a local charity or an animal shelter, and do that and have fun. Oh, Luna Hope. Excellent. Drum circle.
That is.
I love it. Yes, that would be great.
Keystone.
Lon says, take a bookstore. Would that be Boobs and Noble? There you go. CS is saying if you're able to take it to a library instead of a bookstore. That's actually pretty cool. I like
libraries close early here.
Oh, sorry, Ali Cleason, like Daniel's son. Oh, Allison. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry.
Yep. Live and learn. I'm butchering names today. You're like the third person that corrected me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try. Boobs a Million, Michael Doherty said. Yeah, that would actually be that'd be the name of a good adult club. There's a sushi place by my house. By my old house actually. And where I used to live, and every time I drove by it, it said hot tuna, and I was like, that should be a strip club.
It might be.
I know. Yeah, Alan says women are expensive.
It does.
So yeah, those are just a couple of ideas for not spending money but making somebody, spending some quality time together.
To me, that's more important time.
Yeah, and if you guys have good ideas, please put them in because I would love to hear what you guys have. And if you're single, there's a lot of things you can do too. Like, I do some self-care. Whatever hobbies you really enjoy, you should do that and pamper yourself. So think about some of the hobbies that you like. Go do that. Go enjoy yourself. I know there's a lot of, it's not solely for couples anymore. You can celebrate love in like all forms. Reach out to your friends. There's probably other people out there. And War Demon, it's your birthday. You're turning 40. Happy birthday. That's kind of a big one.
Yeah, it is.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris War Demon. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Happy birthday.
We love you. We love you. War Demon's been one of our originals since the day we started. And by the way, this is our 5-year anniversary.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Aaron and I started this with Hemming Media and Colin back in mid-February. And it was, our first show was a Valentine's Day show in 2020. So
congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it. I
Thank
appreciate
you for being
it.
part of it. Yeah, we're still with Hemming Media, but we've gone through it. We've had our co-hosts come in and out. And some of them still come back, but yeah, there you go. But anyway, we've saying the rise of Valentine's Day is a thing. So I'm saying Valentine's Day. So, which you're doing a thing, right?
I am. I'm going to a male review. Yes, I can't wait. So some perks of being single, it's actually the person who's coming with me is not single, but her man doesn't care. It's like, hey, it's her idea to go, so we're going.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. I haven't been to one in 20 years, and I can't wait to see all the screaming old ladies.
I took my mom to one like many, many, many moons ago, and we were in Philadelphia, and we were at a club that was all nude. So the guys were getting naked as well. So the way it works in Philadelphia, or the way it worked at this time, was if you were nude, you had to be behind the bar. So the dancers would do their thing on stage and then come down for tips on the inside of the bar, and you tip them, right? But there was this one that was dancing in front of my mom, and she was mesmerized by his dick. She was like, as his dick's flopping around, she's like this. And then she reaches out and tries to grab it. I grab her hand. I'm like, Mom, no, you can't do that. Stop.
They're touching. How much did she tip that guy?
I don't know. She was kind of cheap. I'm like, I felt bad. So I'm like, here, take some money, go. So, but
that's a good story though. That's pretty funny. I think I told you, a friend of mine's boyfriend.
Women are terrible.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
So much worse than the guys.
I was embarrassed that I was with these women. So, I mean, there was people, they were standing on tables, ripping their clothes off, their bras flying, underwear. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And I must say, all these people were way older than us.
Yeah.
The older they were, the worse they were.
Yeah. The freaking animals, I'm telling you.
Yes. No touching. No touching.
Do not pet the dancers. Big Rick says being single means I don't have to buy anything for anyone. Well, there's that, right?
Right on.
Always,
right on.
Here's the thing. Stay home, have a wank, right? You stay home, masturbate. You check your bank account, right? After you check your bank account, you now have $300 more than most guys or women, and you still had an orgasm.
What are you doing Friday night?
That's a big W. That is a big W right there, I think, right?
Yeah, I like what the one owner just said. Look at this.
Someone can come take me to strip club. I have INC for a lap.
Good for you.
Yep.
You know what? Just hold some ones on your lap there and see if a dick comes to you. So, I'm sorry. I shouldn't assume there.
But I think it's also I think so, like we had, if you didn't catch our show last week with Jimmy G, it was an excellent self-care show, and the reason we did it like that is leading up to this week, because we know that a lot of people don't feel it can make people feel kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Valentine's. It really kind of shines a light on things. If you have a weird relationship or you're in a weird place, it shines a spotlight on that. If you're single and you're not okay with it, it shines a spotlight on that. So it can be tough, for people who are loved up and okay with it, great. For people who are single, totally happy with it, awesome. But for the ones who are, kind of not sure where their relationships are or going or anything, or if you guys are going to be okay, or the ones who are, not in a relationship and wish they were, it can be a tough time. I mean, do you have advice on that one, Eva? Like how to?
Not a thing. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yes, I'm single. So, I've mentioned it to you. Sometimes it sucks during holidays, get togethers, things like that. And you think about those things like, why am I single? But when I actually delve into that myself, thinking about it last night, I was like, I'm actually more single because I like being single. I like my own life. So I don't try very hard to go out and date. For that reason, I'm set in my ways at this point, and so
I'm going to tell you something that my therapist told me many ages ago. And welcome, Jamie. We love you. Get your rum. So hang on. And I'm going to tell this to all of you guys. Okay?
Sure.
And Alan made a point. He goes, I wonder if strip clubs do more business on Valentine's Day. Probably. I bet you.
I think so. Probably.
Okay. So she said, if you wanted to be in a relationship tomorrow, you could be. Any of us could be. So any one of you, if you wanted to be in a relationship tomorrow, you could be. Any relationship. It's going to be shitty. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's going to be shitty. There are going to be problems. It's not going to be quality. And it's going to be with a fucking nut job who's desperate. But you could be in a relationship tomorrow if you really wanted to be.
Right.
So the fact that you're not, and you're taking your time to be selective and kind of enjoy your life, and that you know that you have X amount of time and you want to spend it doing a lot of the things that you enjoy doing, and you don't want to divide that time up into having to put so much effort into relationships and doing all that. Because I mean, I like dating apps is like having another job, right? So
it is very much so.
For men, dating apps are expensive. Like I feel bad.
Oh, okay. I see your point in that.
For men, dating is very expensive. So
and I don't care about that stuff. I don't care.
Because you're not paying, but they care.
Well, no. Just in general. I mean, I don't care to go out to an elaborate place. I'm not that person. I would rather enjoy something small and enjoyable with, getting a drink somewhere, a cup of coffee or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I was always a coffee person, because it's like I know they're forking out a lot for dates, and this way, if you don't like them, you can be like, okay, we don't have chemistry later, and they've invested
in honesty,
$4.95. So yeah, I mean,
but I'm just saying that if there's this hot guy around during Broderick Con, just stop in, say hi. I'm not saying I wouldn't go out on a date, because I would. So.
Yeah. In other words, if somebody were wanting to ask her out on a date, she would be up for going on a date.
Oh, yeah.
And as the wingman over here, I can tell you that she's smart, she's fun, and she's very childlike inside. So be ready to do things and go on adventures. I am a very big
child. Yes.
Yes. Do things, go on adventures, stay up late. That's what's going to be happening.
Yes.
And Jerome, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, Allison says the bar seems to just be for hookups. In my recent experience, haven't been out in a while. Men seem to be very aggressive. I don't know. I only go to clubs and bars with friends to go dancing or meet and do stuff. Oh yeah, Bigwig says sense of humor. If you can't laugh at stupid stuff, I don't want you. You got to be able to laugh at stuff, man, because life's too nutty to be taking it seriously. It just is. If no one's getting out alive, you better laugh, right?
I agree.
You know,
Laugh
and
every day. And you know
yeah,
what? It also raises your spirits, positivity, and all that stuff, and shoots
yeah,
negativity input. So,
yeah, yep.
um, so you went over unique ideas. Oh, one thing about this Friday. Excuse my birds are a little bit talkative tonight.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I know, right? That's why I've been. Yeah. I hear my little guy flying around with the wings out there, and I think he's terrorizing the others.
I
Um,
was going to say, like what Michael just said too. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is
but
a great time to nurture your platonic relationships as well. So,
yes,
as Michael
agree.
says, use this time as a break. And I wish my girls I have as friends happy Valentine's Day. I love that.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, I
my
agree.
friends are like
That's
my
nice.
family. So I'm with you in that.
Absolutely. It happens to be a full moon this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Thursday technically is full moon, so it's Friday. It is
Wednesday.
Valentine's Day,
Actually, I
so
thought my calendar says Wednesday.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty full tonight. I noticed that on the way home today.
Yeah.
So either which way, use that opportunity if you're that type of person who does spiritual work. Use the full moon to purge those things if you're single or not, or relationship of purge those things. And that's what the full moon can be about as well. So there's positivity in that, and social media. What?
Oh,
And slap.
that's Alex. Yeah, we're talking
All
about how
kinds of
people
stuff
meet
in
on
there.
social media and dating apps these days. Yeah, it's really changed. Dating has. That's for sure.
Mm. I still
Um,
prefer like the in-person thing to see if you have an
I
attraction,
do
but
too. Dating apps can hook you up or match you up according to compatibility, but not according to chemistry. So
right.
that you have to see in person. So you should meet up with people as soon as you can. Do not drag that shit out. Don't have this whole long thing for however long. If
There's
somebody's not willing
so
to,
many bots and
if there's
bullshit.
someone's not willing to meet you right away, right away,
Mhm.
just ditch that because it's probably not even a real person. So
Right on.
don't
Mm.
get mentally embroiled in somebody and then find out it's a bot or some. Just don't. So, hey,
Hmm.
Fury Power boobs. So here's another couple of things.
Sure.
Valentine's Day has a really long history, like really long. But it's got its roots in a pagan festival called Lupercalia, and it was a festival of fertility that included animal sacrifices and gently slapping women and crop fields with goat hides dipped in blood, which was thought to help fertility.
Sorry.
So let's see how that goes. So let's just slap the women with the goat hides and blood, and slap the fields a little bit.
The same as like slapping somebody with a. Never mind. So
Yes. So that's where our day on Friday originates from. Yep,
oh, shit.
Lupercalia, or I was believed to come from. So if you need to slap a bitch around a little bit, just know that it's in the name of fertility. So
Slap the bitch with what though? That's the other thing too.
and then in the 1300s, it officially became a holiday associated with love when the Pope outlawed Lupercalia. I hope I'm saying that right. In the Middle Ages, it was believed. Here's a fun thing. In the Middle Ages, it was believed that on February 14th, that started the birds' mating season. Hence, lovebirds.
That's nice. That just went right in.
Yep.
Give it a love.
Lovebirds. Look at these lovebirds. And Americans spend $145 million on this day. Million. But get this. This is what's funny. But they also, that was $145 million. But also there are 40 million gifts given to their pets.
Go pets. Good for them. At least they get something good out of it.
Yep, a lot of Americans buy their dogs gifts and quite a few buy their cats gifts.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll make them a special meal on Friday before I go to a meal review.
Yep. And it was Parks and Rec that made Valentine's Day popular.
Really?
Yep. They're the ones that
That's cool.
broke it out. Kind of like how was that one? American Pie made MILF a thing.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Yes, MILF.
Yep. But our pop culture, just Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it.
There you go.
So
Show some love.
Yeah, and there was a question here earlier I marked, who I thought was where'd it go? CS Almanac said they should keep minting pennies, just find a cheaper way of doing it, but we do need pennies. And I agree with you. They actually have been using zinc for a lot of the money, from what I understand, from pennies and for nickels. And here's the thing to think about. If you're not using pennies and you're at a sales tax of 6 or 7%, then what do you do then? Say we get a lot of deals of like $9.97 or $9.99. So they're not going to round down. They're going to round up.
Right.
And then what about when there's sales tax? If there's sales tax and it's 6, 7, 8%, do we now automatically change all the sales tax to 10% if there's no pennies?
Right.
So these are things we need to think about. So additionally, getting rid of pennies sets a precedent for getting rid of nickels. So, I realize that in Canada, Canada got rid of a lot of their coins too, and they just have loonies and toonies. But again, this is, for those who don't know, it's a $1 coins and $2 coins. Sorry to translate. But so now they only have the $1 and $2 coins. But I feel like if you get rid of pennies, you're devaluing the money.
Okay, I could see that. Was there a reason behind it? Because I didn't get a chance to read up on it.
Yeah, allegedly it costs more to make a penny than they're worth.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that.
But I don't think I agree with that, because I think that the bigger picture is going to cost us more as far as devaluing our money and devaluing
I agree with you.
Our cash in general. Now, I could be wrong. I could always be wrong with anything, but I know that globally, a lot of the leaders are really pushing to go to a digital bank currency, and by eradicating cash, that is one step closer to doing it. So it doesn't happen overnight. It starts with getting rid of a penny. So it's a slippery slope. So there's that. That's something to think about.
It is.
It makes it tough. They're called peelers. Bigwig.
What are they called? Peelers?
Peelers. Yeah. Alan says it makes it tough to tip the strippers. You can't throw it at them. And I said up there their slang is called peelers because they peel their clothes off.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of Canada, anybody that watched the Super Bowl may have seen the ad for Ontario promoting.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that nationwide, or was that just here in Florida that everybody got the ad for Canada?
No, that should have been nationally. Anybody watching the game should have been able to see that.
Okay.
So,
drop it in the chat if you saw that ad for Canadian land advertising.
Yeah, that was different. I wonder what kind of. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'd love to hear somebody's opinions on that.
Well, they have a big fishing thing up there, but are they trying to get people to move up there? Is that what it?
I don't know. Or is it because there's that whole push on America to the borders, the back and forth, Trudeau. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what the political end of it is, of why they would have paid, those millions of dollars just to put an Ontario ad in there.
That's crazy. I know. And I know Massachusetts is advertising in Florida as well. We're seeing that on the TV. They're like, come and enjoy winter. So, they're showing all this nice snow and people curled up next to a fireplace with a book and all the great images. So, and CS says it aired there too.
We can share those great images in Florida of different things too.
Yeah.
But is anybody in here from New York too?
Alan says it's for all the actors leaving the country. Moving to Canada and England, I guess, right? Allie, Allie's from New York. Yeah.
So do you know anything about that flower that blooms? It smells like a rotting corpse. That New York has a bunch of them. I guess one's supposed to bloom right in time for
for
Valentine's Day.
VD. Oh, Valentine's Day. I mean,
VD. Oh, what?
so what's the
I'm just
history
kidding.
behind that?
So it's a specific flower, and I just caught it today that I had it up on the screen. Okay, there it is. It is carrion flower, Carrion,
Mhm.
and it blooms sometimes once a year, twice a year, and that's it. And it's huge. It's a huge, ugly plant, and then it has one bloom, smells like a corpse, and everybody goes running to smell this thing, and it only
Why?
lasts for like 10 days. It's just a
Oh, wow.
phenomenon, and it's
That's
so hard to grow, so hard to get them to
is
bloom.
that
That when,
it?
yep, that's
That is a
one. There's
really
multiple different
strange
ones.
looking flower.
Right. But
Huh.
it's something like it grows, it's huge. So anyway, it's supposed to hopefully bloom just in time for Valentine's Day. Oh, it's not that bad, Alan? Okay. Yeah, everybody says this. I would like to see one at some point. I just thought it was interesting for Valentine's Day. We got
Well,
full
you can
moon.
you can buy them for 14.99 or something on here. I think it is. Yeah,
If you can get
14.99.
it. Yep, the corpse flower, that's correct. New York
It's a
Botanical Garden,
it's a
right.
cactus, right?
I don't know,
It's from the
actually.
cacti family. So like,
No, I believe that.
yeah, even you couldn't kill it.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty good at killing plants.
Yeah, Alex says
Uh,
it's called the corpse flower. It's in the New York Botanical Garden.
Well, I hope it does open just in time for Valentine's Day. I'm sure some people might appreciate that.
There you go. Yeah,
Um,
all the hardcore Halloweeners that like to Halloween all year round.
yes,
Hell
I think that does
yeah.
fit Christopher. Yes.
Yeah, if you got one
So
of
that
those
leads into
an emo girl, you'd probably be like, that would be a great Valentine's gift, a flower for her. Here, I got you a flower that smells like death. Oh my God, you love me and you get me.
oh, here we go. Look at this. I like this comment. Thanks. Isn't that just an incredible example of human sociology where we hear something that smells like a rotten corpse and we want to experience it just because it's so rare? You know what?
Yes,
That's just my personality. So
yes,
yes.
yes. So
I hope that does disappoint. Yes.
speaking human everything, to become experiencing things. I want you guys to know that iodine, stay healthy, because iodine sprays and vitamin D will keep you from getting sick. So if you use you can get them on Amazon. So it's a povidone iodine spray. They have one called Novid. They have a whole bunch of them. So you use them up your nose, and you're good for 6 hours. So if you're in a busy building, at the gym, in a Comic-Con, whatever you're dealing with, it will block you from getting sick. And you can also use the gargles too. Take your vitamin D, stay healthy. So you also should not be eating your eggs sunny side up or runny.
What?
Yeah, according to a friend of mine who is a virologist, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said don't make sure your eggs are cooked and don't feed your animals raw eggs. So for right now, till we're past all of this. So there's that.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I understand now. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. And
Okay.
yeah, Waffle House has made an egg charge. Bastards. Like, you've got one job. It's breakfast. And now they're charging for their breakfast that they're already charging for. And let me tell you, last time I was there, it was like two of us. It was $30 for a breakfast. So now they're charging 50 cents extra per egg, an extra charge for eggs. And
What did Cracker Barrel do? Didn't you hear that?
Yeah, go ahead, fill in.
So Cracker Barrel, just to combat that, said, you know what? All you Waffle House people can come over here and eat because we're not going to make that charge. In fact, we're going to give you a discount and give you something if you order eggs and you go to Cracker Barrel. So I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of funny. And so
Yeah. Hey, Bot says drink a full glass of raw eggs in defiance. Hell yeah. You know what's funny? Okay, I don't know if this is coincidental or not, but let's just go with just a weird, thing. Egg yolks, and you can find the peer-reviewed studies of this on the PubMed site. Egg yolks make you typically resistant to COVID and other viruses. So,
so that's why. Never say.
So
they don't want you to have those things. They say it's all bad for you.
Maybe that's why they were demonized. I don't know. Something about the yolk there's whatever's in there that makes you healthier. So there's that. I'm just gonna let you have that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's funny. I think Alan says, "Would you like a dozen roses or a dozen eggs?" Oh, I would prefer a dozen eggs, especially if they
Hmm.
are pasture raised. Remember, free range and cage free are marketing bullshit. The only thing that is actually a really healthy egg is pasture raised. So those are the eggs you want. Yes. Yes.
I know
Pasture
somebody
raised.
that's raising eggs,
Mhm.
or I'm sorry, raising
You're
chickens to
raising
have
eggs?
eggs. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sorry. They actually just sent me a text, which I thought was kind of
Good night,
funny.
Steve.
Yes, good night. That
And
they
and thank you for the Playboy. Mwah.
mm,
He found a pristine Playboy of that I'm in from 1999 in excellent
oh my
condition
gosh.
and sent it to me this week. Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it. I mean, it's like it just came out on the
Wow.
newsstand. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well,
So,
weren't
anyway,
you
sorry.
also in Penthouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
What about the eggs, the $100,000 eggs that was stolen? Excuse me, 100,000 eggs stolen in Pennsylvania. So I looked that up, but there was, I mean, it's an enormous egg theft to begin with, and it probably was not the cage-free ones or something. But anyway, they still can't figure out who stole the eggs.
That's a good steal right there. That was a good haul.
Yeah, I know. You know what? More Demon's right. Yeah, I wonder if it was the egg houses after all. And so, but
No, it's crazy that when we grew up, it's
I
funny we're
was
doing.
just thinking
What
that.
about what about egging houses? When we grew up, we
Mischief Night.
we actually threw toilet paper and eggs at the houses and cars of our enemies.
Yes, and that was especially on Mischief Night, which was the
Yeah.
night before Halloween for the people
Yes.
that don't know that.
Yeah, only in
And
Michigan do they
so,
call it like Devil's Night or something. But yeah, it was Mischief Night. So the night before
yep.
Halloween, you would lay people out and you'd let those eggs get rotten too.
Don't forget, it was also, oh, you soaped cars too. That was the other thing. Take a
Oh
bar
yeah,
of
yeah,
soap
yeah. Yep.
and write stuff all over people's cars and their driveways or businesses.
Yep.
And here's a short little funny story. When I was a kid, I did that to a particular business because our bus stop was there, and they were not nice to us. So for years, we egged them, we toilet papered them, we wrote on the cars with soap. And then guess who deals with them as a customer now?
You do.
So I did finally fess up at one point, and I apologize. I was one of those assholes that did that.
That's funny.
So anyway, all right, I'm gonna drink now. The birds are getting loud again.
That is funny. So I
Mm,
also Eva did an amazing um, speaking engagement this weekend for our metaphysical meetup. So on
thank you.
Einstein, right?
Yes, the crossover from metaphysics to spiritualism.
Yeah, so it's basically on how
Edison.
spirituality and science are
Mhm.
basically very, very close together.
Yes, it actually goes together very well. People just don't realize it. So
I know that. Well,
yeah,
I
it was.
think powers that be try to keep it separate. Like, oh,
Of
you have to
course.
believe in science or you have to believe in spirituality. You can't have both. But they're right here. You know.
Yep, it was Edison actually is who I use the most examples of. But
Yeah.
um, they're most of the big names that we all grew up knowing about or the inventions. Most of them were spiritual in their own way. Edison was the one that made the spirit phone, which as we know today is the talking box or ghost box. He invented that back in 1915 before he died.
That's
It was the
wild.
last invention he ever did. And so anyway, I'll
Which
stop there
which
because
on Wikipedia says does not exist.
that's right. And there's pictures of it though, but it does not exist and it's missing the prototype.
Yeah, that's
So
how legit Wikipedia is. So what does a
mhm.
meta and then physical mean? You defined that.
uh, meta is a Greek term actually for um, unity, basically.
Mhm.
And physic is physical, non-physical. So when you put them together, um, it kind of makes sense why metaphysical is considered woo-woo or whatnot. It's basically the bridge of spiritualism and science right together by one word. And so it's interesting that how it's evolved over the years. So that's a nerdy point I could sit here and talk about forever. But
That's
thank you for
awesome.
bringing that up. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no, you did great. I thought you did wonderful.
That was fun
So,
Saturday to do that. So, um, but in April might be doing one too. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see. And Hey Pot says, me and the boys were collecting Playboys in '99. Karen McDougal was something else. And she was. It's funny. When I remember I was talking about earlier, I don't know if you guys were here, I was saying one of the best things about pro wrestling is that it allowed me to go all over the world on someone else's dollar or someone else's dime. One of the things I started doing, I picked it up from one of the other wrestlers, was picking up a Playboy in every other area. So go to France or Paris, pick up Playboy, go to Bulgaria, pick up a Playboy, because the standards of beauty are so different in other countries compared to where we are. And it's interesting to see what one area considers beautiful versus what another area considers beautiful. And it's interesting to see through their lens, and you start realizing not everybody sees things the same way. So, you'd see in France, the girls were very soft, very natural, barely any makeup, very girl next door, very, very, very feminine. In Bulgaria, the girls look very hard, almost like straight out Penthouse, 5,000 pounds of makeup, spike high heels, long fake fingernails, smoking a cigarette, legs spread. But this is Playboy in Bulgaria. You know what I mean? And
that's different.
It just, and what's up, Wade? Happy Valentine's
Thank
Day
you.
from us to you. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's when you travel, you realize you learn so much, and you learn that not everything is the way we see it.
Do you have any of those things from? Yeah, you mentioned some back you found that box that had a bunch of stuff in it.
Yep,
so
I kept them.
We should revisit that.
I saved some. When my grandfather passed away, I found his hidden stash of Playboys, and it was so interesting to look at. I found some of his nudie magazines, and I love that stuff. I love old pinup stuff and all of that. It was so interesting to look at the women who looked so healthy. There were no tattoos, everything, nothing fake about them. Everything was just homegrown, corn-fed, natural curves. And it was interesting when I look around today and I see, somebody like Disney saying we're getting rid of this character, or we're changing the way this character looks, and we're putting her into a different shape, instead of this traditional shape, because this shape is not sustainable. And I think to myself, it's been sustainable forever. Just all of a sudden now, with the way our lifestyle is and the way our food is poisoned, now it's not sustainable, but it always has been sustainable. So, yeah.
I find it very interesting, and that's awesome. You had the opportunity to travel like that. Maybe sometime soon you can pull out some of those things and that you found that were from when you traveled. You pulled out the one day.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, Pot says there's no such thing as fake tits. If I can touch them, they're real. I always say that mine are these. What I've got is mine. I've got the receipt. And speaking of boobies, I got swerved hard on the breast cancer commercial that they showed during the Super Bowl. Okay, we're gonna leave on that conversation. The breast cancer one and the Pfizer one. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. Pfizer, as somebody close to me said, Pfizer is the arsonist that sets your house on fire and then makes you pay for the water to put it out. So I love that they used a child and said, we're going to knock cancer out, and use the whole emotional thing when they know they are the ones that are causing the cancer with their jabs. So it's just so arrogant and so disgusting that they did that commercial. And then the breast cancer one, oh my God. So breast cancer is up 1,000% from what I understand. It's like skyrocketed in women and men who have been vaccinated.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let everybody soak that one in, because there's a lot. We could go on for a long time in that discussion right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you guys Did you guys like the halftime show?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I said something about not caring for it, right? And I got like a thread. Apparently, somebody ran out with a Palestine flag at the end of it. One of the dancers ran out with a Palestine flag on the field.
I didn't see that.
So I got, when I asked this, so I said I didn't care for the halftime show, and here's why. I didn't think it was energetic. I didn't think it was that interesting, at least until Serena Williams came out. I just didn't think it was that good. And as an entertainer, one of your jobs is to cater your show for your audience. So if you have a nationwide audience, and everybody and their grandpa might be watching, you cater your show for that audience. So when I said I didn't care for it, man, I got the hate. I got people writing back. They're like, "Fuck you, you racist cracker. Fuck you, racist. Fuck you, you racist cracker."
You are not that.
It wasn't for you, is what they said. It wasn't for you. I said, "Fuck, it wasn't for me." I said, "How is it not for me? It's for everybody. It was for the Super Bowl." So apparently, the show was done. So it was like a Drake style. Kendrick Lamar does a Drake style. So he does this style of rap, which I don't consider rap because rap's words and you need to be able to hear the words. So he does this style, and I guess he had an axe to grind, and he brought his retribution, I guess, on stage with him, and it was just some kind of feud that was aimed. It was that. It was done with symbolism, and he was up there dancing with Drake's ex on a coffin, and all the symbolism and all that stuff. So he didn't do, I guess, what he was paid to do, is what my point is. He didn't entertain.
No, and that's I agree with you 100%. Everybody has something they want to say or a point to get across in their opinion in their songs, which that's why people write and make songs. So yeah, I'm not against that, but for the Super Bowl, I expect, for them to bring a show for the halftime, and that was not a show. That was
an agenda.
Monotone.
It's an agenda.
Monotone agenda.
That's it. And then, like, the amount of people says not for you, I'm like, it was for everybody who was watching the Super Bowl. It was for everybody. Yeah, and thank you, CS. If you need a backstory to understand the Super Bowl halftime shows, yes, Almanac says, then it doesn't need to be the Super Bowl halftime show. Thank you. Thank you. That is exactly right. So, and bringing an agenda of revenge and hate has no place there.
No,
and that was the other thing. I will say, I did love the anti-hate commercials. I thought I love that.
I did too.
I love that. I loved those. So that was
well. I didn't have. I am wearing the Eagle shirt. Sorry.
There you go. I never thought that would happen. I'm very surprised. So
you're what?
I'm very surprised the Eagles won. Actually.
No, not me.
Okay.
I mean, they were playing very well this year.
I didn't really care one way or another across the board. I know. Give a shit, but.
So the main thing is they're overshadowed by, I look for good commercials. I have to say my favorite was the Doritos one and the Mountain Dew one.
Yeah.
But anyway, look up the commercials if anything.
Yeah, that's all I was watching for. I was waiting. I was hoping they were having those Doge commercials that were rumored. That's all I was watching for was the halftime and the Doge commercials.
Yeah, I'm disappointed on that.
I know.
Look up the Mountain Dew commercial, War Demon. It was pretty funny. It's a should I say a compiled version of many different Mountain Dew ones over the years, all together, and it was like a hit. All their hits,
those are the commercials I liked. Yeah. So I did enjoy getting called racist by Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg no less than 3 times. See, I thought those commercials were brilliant. So
yeah.
I thought those were brilliant the way they were done because they were a take on society and the hatred that can be there. So I thought the examples were well done. They sounded as just showed how stupid we sound sometimes.
I forgot about that one. The seal.
Yes.
That was pretty funny.
There was some one with Matt Damon too that was pretty funny. Like, are you Matt Damon famous? More like Ben Affleck famous. It's a shame.
Ben Affleck with the weird accent he had going on.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if you want to go over this. Boston.
It was a Boston.
That's right. Sorry about that. Yeah, but it didn't fit in.
Where khakis aren't pants. They're what you start the car with.
Pack the car. Oh, I'm
khakis.
sorry.
You pack the car.
Pack the car.
Yeah. You gotta get the khakis.
Does anybody on here? I'm curious, just maybe for next week or future knowledge. We were talking about the streaming TV and the broadcast TV thing. How many people use like antennas on here? Do they watch like live TV like that? I'm just curious. It's just for my knowledge, and maybe we'll talk about it another day. So I'll just leave it out there.
Yeah, I'm curious too, because I'm really over streaming because I'm really over them shoving commercials into the streaming we already pay for. This is ridiculous. They've ruined the streaming experience with commercials.
So speaking of that,
the Goldilocks commercial was really great too, with the guy from Twister 3. Goldilocks. That was my favorite one.
Oh, yeah, there were some good ones. So you have a sponsor.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So if you are worried about keeping your wealth in your own hands, you should check out Wolfpack Gold. So go to aprilhunter.gold and invest in gold and precious metals. Obviously, they're worth something if they're thinking of getting rid of the penny. So for as little as $50, you can buy gold and silver. You can do a recurring buy as well. You don't have to throw a whole lot of money down. And if you choose to do a recurring buy, you can use the code 1776, and you'll get some free constitutional silver with that purchase. Gold is a really good way to make sure that your finances stay where they're supposed to be and actually grow, because gold is actually going through the roof right now. So,
and they're running a special right now, Wolfpack.
Yes, yeah. So,
where else can they find you and support you?
Yes, you can find me like I said, you can find me this weekend in Pinellas Park at the Broderick Con on Saturday from 10 to 4 with Eva. We'll be down there making an appearance. Hopefully we get to meet you guys. And we can, if you can't make it, check me out at patreon.com, April Hunter. And on X, I'm at Real April Hunter and April Hunter. And Instagram is Real April Hunter. And of course, aprilhunter.com, which I desperately need a webmaster for. So there's that. And if you are a dentist, awesome. You might see me in your chair soon. So there's that. Fixing my tooth. So fixing my tooth. Oh boy. There you go.
Hopefully it'll be soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm over this whole thing. The broken.
What else you got?
Thing.
Got anything
That's about
else?
it. I think I just, I appreciate you guys spending your Valentine's Day week with us. Does that make sense? Your Valentine's week with us. So don't spend a lot if you can get away with it. We ran, if you came on here late, we ran some unique and cool ideas, and don't be afraid to make somebody a card. That's really, really cool. And enjoy yourself. And like we said, if you are single, masturbating keeps $300 in your bank account and you still have the orgasm. Winning.
And you'll take care of that stress.
Winning. Yes. So anyway, hope to see you this weekend. I'm also back in the Tampa Bay area in a meet and greet mid-March as well. And for a wrestling convention the end of March. So we'll talk about that as it gets closer. Remember to use your iodine spray out in public and stay safe. And we love you. Love, 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 love. We love.
There you go.
We love.
All right.
Happy VD, people.
Yes.
You got anything you want to add?
No, just protect yourself from it. So.
Okay. All right. Lots of kisses, and we will see
have a happy Valentine's Day
next Tuesday, and have a beautiful weekend. Mwah.